ABC had a convention in Hawaii, on Oahu, and I walked into a meeting. There was a meeting on Make-A-Wish.
At the ABC convention?
At the ABC convention.
Oh gosh, I didn't even know about that.
Oh yes, and so they presented the story of Bobsy, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house, and then the Make-A-Wish representative came out and said, go back to your own states. It was a national convention. Go back to your own states. See if there's a chapter in your state. If there's not, start one, please. Well, I had lost my father a year earlier, and he was a doer. And his big thing was, everybody wants to do something. Take the first step and see what happens. And the next step will show up. And instead of trying to plan everything out to the end, take the first step and get it going. And so that's what we did.
So then my recollection is then you were renting the office in my building next door, the ABC.
Yes.
And then you came over and asked me to become a founding member because I think National had advised you to have an attorney, a CPA, and a pastor on board.
And that took care of that, yeah.
And that took care of that, so.
This is the first wish right here.
Oh,
His name was Brian.
Brian.
what did he want?
He wanted a BMX racer, a BMX bicycle.
Okay. Oh.
And Judy Anderson was the first wish manager. It was sobering and humbling to see that little boy. Brian had a brain tumor of some kind, and he was not real stable, but he wanted to get on that bike. And later, talking to his mother, I think that was one of the few times, if maybe the only time, he rode that bike. And when Judy and I brought it up there, he couldn't get out. He couldn't get outside fast enough to get on the bike. And he rode it on down a little pathway there and turned around, came back, and I think it went into his room. It stayed right next to his bed until he passed.
We did what we could, and we raised money, and we always got things accomplished. But after it picked up steam, that's when I think a lot more kids were helped, and a lot more significant wishes were they could grant those. And so that's the way to go. You know, eventually the organization grew, and if you get to a point where you can hire staff, then of course it's going to take off, I think.
Significant things that I remember is that the medical community advised us in the beginning that we could expect 5 to 6 wish kids per year. And it's amazing to me now the number of wish children that there are.
It's a lot more than that now.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
For all of these wishes and the youngsters that have personally directly benefited as individual youngsters, but then the families and the spin-off and all the families, it's helped all those mothers and dads, brothers, sisters, probably grandmas and grandpas and all those families, you know, over the years. But it's magnified itself out in each wish and helping a lot of people.
The most rewarding experience in my life. And just a lot of heartwarming memories, just being involved at the meetings, hearing what the joy and seeing the joy that the children and their families get from a wish. I just knew at that time we were going to help a few children a year, and had no idea it would lead to this.
And one of the things we found out as we've gotten older and we've done other things is that you always get more out of it than you give. You always get more out of it yourself. It's kind of crazy, but it's true.